Hey everybody, good evening, and welcome to another edition of Rob's Little Blue Book. Changed the setup a little bit for this week and going forward. Um, so it's kind of a little bit of new technology here, well, at least for me anyway. It's not exactly new technology, but we're going to be using more of a video switcher board, which lets me have like a wider screen here, and it gives me a nice wide field of view for the food cam. And I still have my little like, hey guys, picture-in-picture going. So this will be a bit of an experiment tonight. I have never run this board switching live, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun thing. And yeah, there we go. So I hope everybody's doing well. Tonight we are doing we're doing two things. Yeah, I love the Star Wars wipe. I gotta tell you, it's like one of my favorites. I never get tired of that. I never get tired of doing that. I'm just gonna do it a couple times. So there you go. It's a classic wipe to me. I mean, there's some goofy ones too, but yeah. Anyway, we're doing the main thing tonight is Souvlaki, which is an amazing thing to make in a weeknight because you can throw it together in no time at all. The chicken doesn't need to marinate. You toss it, the oil and the herbs, and away you go. It's fantastic. There's two ways to serve, well, there's a bunch of ways to serve souvlaki, but traditionally in a pita, like as a sandwich, or as part of a platter or a plate. And I'm going to do a plate tonight because I also want to do a farro salad. So we're going to do a farro salad with asparagus and snap peas. And despite the name, it is not actually Egyptian, it's Mediterranean. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to show you guys, we're going to take apart the chicken from scratch because I feel that's a really useful skill. And I don't think you can. Oh, thanks, Janice. I like the cleaner look. I gotta tell you. And I'm hoping that wasn't that bad. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see more of the actual food cam and whatnot too. So we said souvlaki. We're doing the farro salad. I'm gonna show you guys how to make tzatziki because it's super easy to make at home, and there are real benefits to doing it yourself. And we're going to talk about, we haven't done a cool thing and a tip in a while. And I have something that's going to be both tonight. So my birthday was last weekend. And my friend Amara gave me this lovely jar, bottle, container thing for olive oil. So the cool thing is, well, this is just really cool. I love it. But the tip is olive oil should always be kept in an opaque container. Olive oil degrades with light, which is why it comes in dark green bottles. Better than dark green is opaque. So there you go. That's the tip for the week. Not a huge one, but that's what I got. Cocktail. So the cocktail this week is going to be the Robert Burns cocktail. Not to be confused with the Bobby Burns. Believe it or not, there's two cocktails named after this dude. The Bobby Burns is the one everybody knows. It's a riff on the Manhattan. It's single malt scotch and sweet vermouth. Probably some bitters. I don't remember. I haven't made one in a long time. But the Robert Burns actually predates it by a fair bit. First appearance in a 1931 book called Old Waldorf something is the first in-print version, and it's the one that most people give credit to when they make the drink. If you have to go back to the source, that's what they say. It gives me an excuse to use up some of my absinthe. So the drink is Scotch whiskey, a blended Scotch whiskey. We're going to be using Chivas tonight, but you can use whatever blended Scotch you have on hand. 3/4 of an ounce of sweet vermouth and orange bitters and a dash of absinthe. So I'm going to throw that together right now so that we can get started. I'm kind of like not totally sold on what the order for everything is going to be this tonight. Actually, I have to turn this on real quick. Well, let's get this drink made. So let's go back to here and here. There we go. I'm back. Let's get this drink made. So this is a stirred drink in a jug with ice. I actually don't have a stir spoon. All right, I'll figure something out. So it's 2 ounces of Chivas, or whatever blended Scotch you have on hand. We're going to go with 3/4 of an ounce of sweet vermouth. I'm using Dolan here, which I quite like. But Cinzano was also fine. I'm not a huge fan of Martini and Rossi. And like any Manhattan style cocktail, guys, like you can adjust the quantities, you can play with the whiskey, you can adjust ratios. I'm going with the classic portions here. But make this cocktail your own. This is one you make to taste, right? This is your end of the day, just logged off work, dealt with coworkers all day kind of drink. So it needs to be a good one, and it needs to be exactly what you want, which is what I'm doing here. So, of course, I have wonderful coworkers; they're all amazing. And you just want a dash of absinthe. A little absinthe goes a long way. It's quite a strong flavor. It is not, as rumors have it, a hallucinogenic. But it is a very strong flavor. So I'm just going to give this a quick stir. And you can serve this however you like. You could put this like in a coupe or a martini glass, like a Manhattan with no ice. But since I'm going to be sipping this over the course of stream, I'm actually just going to pour it over a couple ice cubes into a rocks glass. One of my favorite glasses. This is, of course, the glasses that are featured on the TV show, I'm pretty sure it's Netflix, Lucifer, which is a fun show. Okay, so let's try this out. I cannot keep water off this counter tonight. Let's see where we're at. I can go back to like this. I'm going to practice my transitions here. Back to tasting cam. Yeah, that is excellent. Yeah, this is one of the best drinks I've made on stream in a long time. Could be a new favorite. It's nice and smoky, and the absinthe really comes through, and the bitters are in there. Yeah, fantastic. You put this under the nose of a wine nerd, and their head would explode. There's so much going on here. Okay, now having done all that, let's get back to business here. So let's do the tzatziki first. I'm just going to mix it up in this little bowl here. So ingredients for tzatziki, of course, you have yogurt as a base. You have to use Greek yogurt. It needs to be the good stuff. I don't know if you guys can see this. Well, you can't yet, but you will in a second. Come on, focus camera. There, 10% milk fat. It needs to be this. Don't use anything else. It'll be watery and weird and gross. And if you're worried about fat content and a little bit of tzatziki that's going in your souvlaki, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to go for about a cup of this because I love like dipping chips and tortillas and just about anything in this, so I'm going to make a lot. And we are going to okay, so cucumber. Let's talk about cucumber. This is, and it's unbelievably still shedding liquid. Let me tell you what I did to this. So cucumber is a core ingredient in tzatziki, and it's really important that it's in there. However, cucumber is like 110% water. It's actually not there. It's just the color green. No, I'm kidding. There's a lot of water in it, and you don't want a lot of water in your tzatziki because it will it'll water it down and make it weird. So take your cucumber, you peel it, you seed it, and then you grate it. You can do it on a box grater. You could run it through a mandolin. However you want to get it done, and then salt it. So once it's shredded, put it in a colander, a strainer, or something like that. Half a teaspoon of salt for one cucumber seems about right. And let it sit for about half an hour, and it will shed a ton of liquid. And then let it sit for another half an hour, and it'll shed a ton more. And then you get this nice cucumber, which we're just going to mix in here. Now, garlic. I need garlic. Give me a sec, guys. Ooh, I can hear it. I'm going to pop up some of the other thing I can do here while I'm getting the garlic. Hopefully that didn't kill my sound. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, great. Forgot the garlic. Garlic to taste. You want at least 1 clove in here. I'm going to use 2 because I really like garlic. I like my tzatziki garlicky, so that's just me. We want a little olive oil. I had just right here. Want about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, just to give it a little richness and a little of that flavor. And then you can use any combination you want of, oh yeah, switch cams, oh my god. There we go. Any combination you want of mint and dill. And I've got, that's just the dill, that's the wrong one. I got about a tablespoon of each in here. This is fresh mint, fresh dill. If you don't like mint, don't put it in. If you don't like dill, don't put it in. I like the flavor of fresh herbs. One of the reasons to make tzatziki from scratch is it's incredibly bright flavors, which is really nice. So we're just going to stir this up and then we're good to go. Now, if you don't want to make tzatziki from scratch, and I don't blame you if you don't, I might blame you a little. It's more of a judging, actually. It's not really blaming. No, I'm just kidding. And you live near a farm boy, like the farm boy tzatziki is phenomenal. I almost stopped making my own because it is so good. But in honor of stream tonight, now of course this is going to sit, we're going to magically transport this. This should chill in the fridge for probably like an hour to let the flavors blend and stuff, but we don't have time for that tonight. So there you go. Homemade tzatziki, we're done. Okay, now we're going to take this chicken apart, as promised. I think we're good. I'm going to use this knife a little hone here. You guys should all have one of these. If you don't have a steel or a hone for your knives are dull. And if you don't have one and you haven't used one in a while, your knives now need to be sharpened. But if you have one of these, you almost never have to sharpen your knives. Am I going fast? I feel like I am going a little bit fast tonight. I'm kind of amped. I'm looking forward to this one. Okay. I did use Greek yogurt. It is the Liberty. I use the Liberty Mediterranean. This one. It's 10%. The secret is not really whether it's Greek or not, but you do want a high fat content yogurt. Yeah, it's okay. Chicken time. We have our cutting board. Okay, so in order to make this a weeknight meal and fast, I have there's a little cheat you can do here. So if you don't have a kosher chicken, you're going to want to brine this for like just half an hour. So for a brine, just load up some salt and some water, throw it in the fridge for half an hour to an hour. Don't do it any longer. It gets really salty. It keeps your meat juicy and flavorful and whatnot. However, if you want to cheat and you don't have time for all that, just get a kosher chicken because brining is part of the koshering process. And these things are fantastic. And quite frankly, like they're the same price. I don't think they're any more expensive. And kosher chickens just seem to taste better. For this, it has to be a wet brine because you want it to stay, because we're going to grill this on a skewer, you want the meat to have as much juice as possible. So let's go through taking apart a chicken. We've done this a million times, guys, but I always start with the wings. And it's not hard to take a wing off. This little split end just comes right off. You can split these or not, depending on what you're going to be making. I'm going to leave them whole because I usually do these for fried chicken later. But if you want to split them, it's really easy. You just run the knife between them. Let's take the other one off here. Again, it's really easy to take a chicken wing off, guys. If you have a dog, these things, of course, don't feed your dog cooked chicken bones, but the raw wing tips are awesome dog treats. I don't have one. Go back. Now we're going to take the legs off. Legs, same thing. It's really easy. Just down between the carcass, just slip around the bottom, and the leg just comes right off like that. I'm going to split these because I'm going to do fried chicken later with these. And again, to split, you guys can actually see it. Oh, the camera's good. Look at that. Right there, that little white spot. And you just run the knife down through and separate your thigh into your drumstick. This is what's called an 8-piece cut, I guess. And whereas a 10-piece cut is just you hack the breast into 2, which we're not going to do tonight. Again, if you want to leave the quarter like that, nothing wrong with that. I'm going to split them because, as I said, I'm going to fry chicken a little bit later. Oops, there we go. So there you go. So I've got my other chicken parts, which are going to go in the fridge in a second. But let's finish taking the breast apart here. This is a huge chicken. Holy cow. And the other reason, of course, to take apart your own chickens, and you'll remember from a couple of weeks ago, is you can, once you have 3 of these carcasses, you can start to make amazing homemade stock, which is also really easy. So taking the breast off, also super simple. Like we're just... And you can do this with any knife. Like, you don't have to have a boning knife. I finally caved and invested in a boning knife because, well, I wanted to try it partly because I'm like a kitchen tool geek. It really does make a difference, and this is great for fish. It's great for baking apart chickens. When we did, when we did that pork thing, remember the back bacon? Again, it was the same thing. It just makes taking apart a larger cut a lot easier. Now, butcher shop will have like this version on steroids. They have like little mini scimitar. I have a really big one, but it's actually too big. So there you go. Okay. So the carcass is going to go. Hang on, just give me a sec, guys. It's always a challenge with raw chicken. You do want to be a little bit careful with raw chicken. It's really hard to get salmonella, but it's not impossible. So this is going to go straight into my freezer. And when I have a third one, I'm going to make that into chicken stock. And again, so for tonight, we want boneless, skinless. So I'm going to, unfortunately, I used to save this stuff. You can make schmaltz with it if you want to render your own chicken fat. I already have lots of schmaltz in the fridge. Say that 10 times fast. So I'm not going to save that tonight. And now we're going to take these apart. So just give me a sec. I want to put this in the fridge. Out of the way. By the way, anytime you want to put something away in the fridge and you don't want to wrap it up, even though you probably should, tell yourself you're air chilling it. So I put the chicken in the fridge to air chill. There you go. Okay, so again, on the back sides of the breasts, you have this thing. This thing is a pain in the ass, kind of. It makes amazing chicken fingers, but when you're cubing something up for souvlaki, like we're going to do on a skewer, they just get in the way. They kind of flop and then they drip into the fire. So just take them off. Make them into like little snacks for somebody. This is also going in the fridge. Now we're down to our chicken breasts. These are huge. I might not even eat both of these. The other advantage, there's so many advantages to doing your own chicken. Can't believe we haven't talked more about this. I know we talk about it a lot, but is you can trim the meat like exactly. You're not a butcher, right? So you don't have to worry about yield. You can trim off. You can trim these perfectly, exactly to your liking. And yes, you can buy it at the supermarket. You can buy boneless chicken breasts at the supermarket and trim them yourselves. But if you're going to do that, why not just trim the chicken? So here's the other secret. Not really a secret. But these 2 chicken breasts, if I went to buy these in the supermarket, these 2 chicken breasts would cost more than that entire chicken that we just took apart. And we would have none of the benefits. We wouldn't have the rest of the chicken. We wouldn't have the carcass for stock. We wouldn't have control over the whole process. And I mean, I like control over the whole process, so there you go. And I might actually have too much chicken. Okay, I'm going to cube it all up anyway and see where we get to. So when you're cubing chicken breasts for a skewer, these little tips are kind of like awkward. So just take them off for now. We may slip them on the skewer in the middle, but they're kind of too thin to cook properly. Now let's take this guy apart, and I'm simply going to run the knife down the middle of this guy. And we want nice cubes for the skewer, so just, pick your size. I'm going to go with like slightly larger cubes. And again, that's an awkward piece. We're going to leave that guy aside. And again, like, got a little thin bit here. I'm just going to take it off. Like, this is for chicken nuggets later, right? When you have control over the process, don't settle. Make this exactly what you need it to be. I'm just decided I'm going to do like absolutely perfect chicken cubes. So there you go. So I figured we got enough skewers. This goes on to the chicken nuggets plate. And we're good to go. Now, I'm going to set that aside and wash my hands before we continue with the next bit, because what we need to do now is prepare the, it's not a marinade, it's kind of like a dressing, but it'll benefit the chicken to sit in it for just a little bit. So let me wash my hands real quick. Any questions so far? I feel like I'm ripping through this. I'm not trying to rip through it. I kind of feel like we have a lot of ground to cover, but I'm actually not sure that we do. It just feels like that tonight. Okay, so this is the wonderful thing about making this a weeknight thing, is that it doesn't have to marinate. We can just like throw this thing together. So let's get this going. We want 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. Okay. Oh, 2 tablespoons of parsley, which I have not cut up yet. Okay, let's do that. Sacrifice my counter. Oops. Don't do this if you're not in a rental. Yeah, it feels about right. Okay. Okay. We want about a tablespoon of lemon juice, which I have right here. No, sorry, more lemon juice. We want 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Let's fire this up. I have lemon juice for a bunch of things tonight. So this is 1/4 cup of lemon juice. And we want a teaspoon of honey. Roughly a teaspoon of honey. And we want some, this is one of the few places that we actually want dried oregano. It's kind of a signature flavor. It's actually, just the smell of oregano reminds me of the Souvlaki place, which I cannot remember the name of it. It's right across from where Serena used to work, right across from Planet X, the comic book store. Just smells like that intersection. Oh yeah, I want to throw in some lemon zest. I got some lemon zest here from when I was juicing the lemons. Always a good idea to throw that in. Okay, so we're going to toss the chicken in this and then we're going to grill it. But you want to set like a little bit of this aside to like toss the chicken in at the end. Souvlaki hot, that's it. And the reason you want to do that is because it will just brighten up your finished dish a bit. And then you don't need a lot because I'm only doing a couple portions, but set maybe like 1/4 cup aside, and this just allows you to well, I mean, your name is on the chat. It's not like Okay, let me get this chicken in here and tossed up. This is really straightforward. And then we're going to skewer this up, and I'll show you how we do that. I can hold that out for now. How is the food cam now? Like, do you guys feel like if that's a wider field of view? To me, it looks enormous. It looks like you guys can see a lot more of the counter, so I'm kind of happy about that. All right, more goodies. Perfect. Okay, now you can do this. Ideally, do this over like a charcoal grill or something like that. And as much as I don't really like the neighbors on the second floor or above us, I'm not going to use a charcoal grill inside. So I'm going to use my gas grill here, which you can. Oh, it's under me, but I'll show you guys in a sec. And one of the things when you're doing a skewer with chicken or any kind of meat, really, particularly with chicken, because chicken's, it's not that it's fragile, but it'll overcook at the ends because the ends are exposed. So the easiest way to solve that is you take, I got some like, use whatever you want. I got a couple of peppers here, so I'm going to slide a pepper on there. And you guys can see like a piece of onion. And now that's going to cover the end of the skewer and keep the end from overcooking and drying out. See? And I'm going to do two of these kind of in tandem because I want them to have the same amount of meat on them. And again, these are just cubes of meat. You can run them on any way you want. You do want to make sure that when you fish out the little, we had a couple of thinner pieces here. Where are they? The little tips. And I like to double those up and just slide them into the middle, so they're nice and protected from everything else that's going on. These are just phenomenal over a charcoal fire. To be honest, I don't think it's necessary. It's a really good question. I've had excellent results without marinating them. I think that if you're going to do that, like the brine would definitely be the way to go. And I don't need to brine this one, but certainly if you had like a supermarket chicken or something, you're going to want to brine it. The flavors are very forward and bright, and I just don't see that the deep flavors that a marinade would bring to it would be super helpful. But, I mean, try it, right? Okay, we're going to cover up the other end with our little veggie shield. See, I knew I'd find a use for vegetables on this show. Okay. There we go. Let's get this out of the way. And bring over the, let's get this thing over here. Okay, so if you don't have, I'm kind of in the way there, aren't I? Hang on, I can actually just move me over there for a sec. Okay, there we go. So I'm kind of, well, the other nice thing about this, at least for me, is that now I don't have to have the grill right under my camera. So I'm gonna let this heat up. So in the meantime, we're going to talk a little bit. So the chicken's probably going to take at least 15 minutes, I'm thinking. And while that's cooking, we are going to do two things. We are going to knock together the farro salad, and we are also going to talk about ideas for next week, because we're going to have a little bit of time. And I should try my Robbie Burns here. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this, guys. It's a good cocktail. So I will say, yeah, isn't this? I haven't. Is this a cool thing you guys have missed? This this company, Iwatani, is a Japanese company, and they're not the only one, but they're a particularly well respected one. There are so many accessories for this little grill. You got this little grill thing. There's a Korean, like a flat top Korean thing. Yeah, I want to buy all the things for this. There was the remember the takoyaki pan? Has a topping for this? Yeah. It's just fantastic. Okay, I feel like this is hot enough. And we're just gonna get our chicken on there. It's gonna get smoking here. Okay, well, that's just the way it is. So I'm gonna set the timer for, I don't know, like, I kind of want to rotate it every 4 minutes. Let's do that. Feel that that's about right. In the meantime, let's get this, let's get the Farro going. So, I'll show you guys. I did the Farro in advance, because it takes half an hour and it has to cool. So this is the Farro. This is, it's actually really tasty. We've made this a few times now. You can and maybe I'll do it. You can cook Farro just like a risotto. So maybe we'll do that one week. But in the meantime, it makes a nice grain for a salad. It's filling, it's comforting, it's good for you even. Like, yeah, nothing not to like about it. Like parsley. Oh, you guys can see that flaming up already. So the thing I didn't do though that I want to talk a little bit about is we're going to blanch the vegetables. So blanching vegetables is a sort of a core technique for vegetables and the idea is you cook them until they're done. It is very similar to barley. They're not interchangeable, but they're very, very similar. To fill this up. So blanching vegetables is we're going to cook the vegetables until they're done, which is only going to be about 3 minutes. But we don't want them to keep cooking, especially for this salad. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook them, and then we are going to plunge them into ice water. And by ice water, I mean the coldest water that my tap is pouring out right now. And that will stop the cooking process. Big fancy chef people, which I am not, will use like a huge ice bath to completely shock them and get them cold, which does have the added benefit of, and you'll still see that these will retain a beautiful bright green color. I just can't be fussed with an ice bath tonight, so we're going to do it old school. And if I've timed this right, I haven't. So we're going to give this 3 minutes. And then we'll see where we're at. And then we're just going to pour it into the ice bath. Any questions? Also, my skewers have a habit of the ends burning off. So we're going to have to turn these with tongs. It's worthwhile investing in a set of metal skewers for this kind of thing, especially for the barbecue. And if you do invest in them, it's worthwhile not throwing them out because you get frustrated because you have too much stuff in your kitchen. Not that I would ever do that. But I will probably be buying another set of metal skewers. Now who's doxing who? Okay, so the thing about placing the oven tonight, it's a great idea. However, since I'm going to be serving the hot skewer alongside a cool salad, I am not going to do that. No. I mean, it does help in the sense that the ends won't burn off for another 4 minutes or so, but they never survive till the end. Serena, it just never works. Yeah, you guys say that. I tried this. It did not work. They just burned off later. But I will try it again. Okay. We have 1 minute on our veg. We'll see. See, great minds think alike here tonight. Next time I whatchamacallit, make something on the grill, I will try the wet skewer thing. So of course we're going to cook the chicken to an internal temperature of around 155-ish. If you go online and check the FDA, they'll tell you 160 for a chicken breast, which means you will have tough, disgusting chicken breasts, so don't do that. As long as it's not pink in the middle, you're probably going to be okay. I mean, you will be okay. Raw chicken is a thing, but don't overcook your chicken. It's really easy to do and completely unnecessary. Okay, so we're going to scoop the, you guys probably can't see this part, but you'll have to trust me that I'm scooping the veggies out into the water. But what I will show you is like the amazing bright green color that they retain from the cooking. If you don't do this, the color fades. And you may think like, well, why does it matter, really, if your greens aren't like bright, vibrant green? And, I mean, of course, for taste, well, you do want to stop the cooking, so that's a separate issue. But we talked about this before. People also, they eat with their eyes too. When you put a plate down in front of somebody, they're going to see it with their eyes first. And if it looks like, don't defeat yourself out of the gate. If it looks amazing and vibrant and looks like it's going to taste good, that helps a lot with the way your food is going to taste. If eating is more than just your taste buds, it's your smell and your eyes and even your hearing. Like if you're at a steak place and they put the sizzler down in front of you and you get hit with everything at once, like imagine the sensations of that. They drop that sizzler under your nose and you can smell it, and you can see it, it looks amazing, it's glistening, and you can hear it. And it just, all your senses are preparing you for something that just is going to taste amazing. So it is important. Presentation is important. Okay, I'm going to move this slightly off to the side. Go back to the food cam. There we are. And I lost my, that's interesting. You guys don't notice this, but I lost my settings for the picture-in-picture. I had it set a little bigger before. And since I bopped it around, which I can do, I can like move around on you guys, didn't save the settings. Anyway, this is a work in progress. I told you it was. Let's get this guy flipped just a quarter turn here. It smells amazing. And these just look big and juicy and wonderful, so really happy with that. Okay. In the meantime, let's get on the, this may be down to the bottom right maybe? Let's get on this Farro salad. Oh, of course the Farro salad is supposed to be prepared in the bowl that my veggies are cooling in. Give me one sec. Okay. Let's dry this guy out. Actually, those are laundry. All right, get a fresh one here. Okay, so we want about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. We're just gonna like literally mix the dressing right into this bowl here. So you get to just pile all the ingredients in. I want 1 tablespoon, more or less, of lemon juice. 1 tablespoon of shallot, which I have pre-done. You want a teaspoon of Dijon, wherever the hell that is. Oh, here it is. Again, we got this at St. Lawrence Market. Then I will be honest, the main reason I used to go to I mean, it's amazing mustard. But when I was much younger, I used to go to the stall because the guy's daughter, Kozlik's daughter, worked to the stall on the weekends. She was really cute. And a lovely person, too. Okay. Let's get these a turn here. I just want to keep rotating these as we go here. One of my heat shields fell off. Okay, oh yeah. I got some cherry tomatoes here. This is about 3 ounces of cherry. Oh, by the way, I'm making, this is a half portion. So this is going to feed like 3 to 4 people. Definitely 4 people as a side. I made this once, we've made this a few times, and it was just, it makes a lot. And so I got about a tablespoon and a half of dill. I have, I don't know, this is about 1 ounce of feta. And so about half of it goes in the salad. I'm going to save half for a topping. Want some salt. And some pepper. Oops. Okay. Let's get some pepper down real quick. We're going to use the cam pot. Let me see if I can show you guys. These get cam pot black peppercorns. These are from Cambodia. They taste amazing, and it's about time for me to get some more running out. I hope that's not too loud for you guys. All right, let's get our salad back here. I don't want to go crazy on the pepper, but it is a nice flavor. Gonna add that. Of course, our Farro goes in. And look at the color on these guys. So yeah, I'm so glad I upgraded the food can. You wouldn't be able to see that otherwise. And then we just give this a stir, right? Blend all the flavors together. We're going to taste it in a second for seasoning. Although I'm not, well, I probably should actually. I was going to say I'm going to wait till the end to taste it, but I'll taste it for seasoning and I'll hold my judgment on the flavors till the end. Use a little bit more salt. So there it goes. We're going to plate this up in a second, guys. But that is a Farro. Oh, it tastes good. I said I was going to wait, but I can't. I'm only allergic to... No, I cooked everything. Oh, no, I can't eat the tomatoes. Okay, yeah. So I've been pushing my luck with allergies today because I was at Farm Boy and they were selling 7-layer dip, which I love 7-layer dip. And I couldn't for the life of me remember, like I got home and I was like, oh, this is so good. Like, why did I ever stop eating this? And it turns out, well, I'm allergic to just about everything in 7-layer dip. So that's the reason I stopped eating it. No, Janice, I did simmer it. I didn't dry bake it. So I spread it on the pan to cool it faster and more evenly. But no, I just did it like the simmer method. It was about half an hour. Okay, let's see where we're at with internal temperatures here. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. So we're about 130 in the middle of these guys. Everybody should have one of these. If you don't, these are dirt cheap now. This must be like 10 or 15 years old. The technology has gotten really, really cheap. Instant read thermometers. make you into a steak cooking god or goddess. You just can't go wrong. You just pretty much have to have one of these. I love mine. We got some really... I should switch back to the camera here. I'm going to drag this guy over now. He can be more like star of the show. You can see that we got some amazing color on this guy already. You know, so for an indoor grill, which I actually have to top off, so this grill is theoretically supposed to, keep the smoke down, which we're having kind of honestly mixed results in here tonight. But there is a water tray that's supposed to catch the drippings and reduce the smoke. It's better than not having it, but it's still pretty smoky in here. I mean, this isn't a big place, and when I can't see the back wall, I know that it's smoky in here. So now, honestly, we're just kind of waiting for this to come up to temperature. And we're not quite there yet. We're almost there on the ends. And we've still got a good flame going, so we're just going to be patient and wait. And I'm going to have some more of my Robert Burns. Let's talk a little bit about next week. I don't have a plan for next week. I don't have anything that I'm just dying to make. So, what do you guys feel like? Like, I feel like over the last few weeks I've been doing more experimental stuff, which I love doing. I like experimenting with you guys, but I'm also kind of like missing the vibe where I'm making something that I've made like a million times, and I can just show you guys all the little ins and outs on making a dish that's incredible. We could do Crunchwrap variations. I mean, that's a good one. I actually think my canister's dying here. That's going to be annoying. Hopefully we have enough to... Oh, we're almost done here. We're almost done. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take a short canister break. No, there's still lots in there. Never mind. When you have a sex ring, can you drop the band hammer on that? Do we even know how to do that? I don't think I can do it from my screen. Chili's great, Janice, but the problem, as I said, the problem with doing chili on stream is it's got to cook for a long time. Oh, damn. Really? Okay, well, there's nothing I can do about it right now because I don't even have my browser open. So the problem, like, I love chili, and I could show you guys how to make my favorite chili. Is like a Texas-style chili that's basically just meat, onions, and peppers, and it's awesome. The only thing is it takes, a couple hours to simmer. And that's just not practical on stream. So, it means I could do, yes, and that's what I was just going to say. I've done that in the past. I don't mind making 2 batches because it's an amazing thing to have and it freezes beautifully. So, if you guys want to learn how to make my favorite chili, which is a Texas style, it doesn't have beans, it's not like the Tex-Mex thing. It's not even a little bit traditional. Well, it's traditional if you're from Texas, I guess. But it's just beef and onions and peppers, and it's wildly amazing. Well, somebody's going to have to tell me what the hell that is. Yep, still not quite there yet. All the ends are done. Okay, this one is done. Okay, we're gonna let this go another 4 minutes, and then I'm taking it off. And Janice, what makes you think this isn't already a fancy cooking show? Look at the amazing color on these. And for some reason my skewers didn't burn through this time. I don't know what's going on. Ah, studio, yes. Well, we have a very fancy studio. Clearly, this is a fancy studio. I do have a question for you guys. So, how small is the picture-in-picture on your screen? Is it too small? Is it watchable? Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, yeah, in 4 minutes this will be done, and we're good to go. And despite my little veggie protectors in the ends, the pieces on the end are 165 degrees, which means they're going to be bordering on overdone. Such is life. But what we really want to do is plate this. Okay, that's good to know. As I said, once I get the hang of this thing, I can make it bigger, and I did make it bigger, but it seems like when I switch screens, or switch the position of the picture-in-picture, it then goes back to the default size. Okay, 90 seconds, guys, and then we're going to eat. Yeah, that's what I started, and I can do it. I'm not going to do it with you guys, like, on stream, but, like, I have... How do I do that? Position, size. Like, can I do this all live? See, I can make it bigger. And I can move the position. So there you go. So, like, that's a bigger version, but it seems like once I swap, if I swap corners, it's going to go away. Anyway, I'm a geek, and this is a fun piece of gear, and I'm really enjoying it, and I really feel like it takes advantage of the YouTube format with the chat off the screen. I've been doing a lot of reading up on it, and there's a lot of cool features I'm going to add to it going forward, like chat pop-outs and stuff, if I can get that working. So, yeah, I think that's the size I want. So I just got to figure out how to do that, and when I figure that out, I'll let you guys know. Okay, I feel like this is done. So let me plate one of these for me and one for Serena. I mean, there's not much to plating this. Serena's going to post in the chat in just a sec whether she wants her tzatziki on the side or on top. Well, I put ready to plate. And Serena's not wrong, actually. I probably should hold off on the farro salad. I'll try a little bit of it. There's no wrap tonight. It's just we're doing a platter tonight. Okay, I'll try a little bit of this, because I do want to give you guys like a taste report. I won't die from like a couple spoonfuls. Okay, Give me a sec, guys. I will be right back. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm back. And wow, it is smoky in here. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the food can for just a sec. Let me dress this up, show you guys what it looks like. Put a little feta over the top, salad, and where's my tzatziki? Just put a healthy dollop of that on the side. Let's go. Okay, so I hope you guys, I'm gonna bring this up. Here you go, guys. I mean, this is a pretty straightforward, simple, hot Mediterranean dish. Ooh. Let's see how it tastes. Oh yeah, I know. I can kill the sound. Actually, that was funny. I can kill the sound when the beat. It's not really my "Be Right Back." So that's my "Be Right Back" scene. This one just puts up the still, and I can turn off the sound, which I'm not going to because I had trouble getting it working again earlier. But there you go. Okay, so you guys saw what it looked like. I will figure out how to do picture-in-picture from this screen. It's a little trickier. Let me show you guys the food. That's what you're here for anyway. And I'm back to small. Okay, there you go. Chicken looks really nice. It's perfectly cooked. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Guys, I highly recommend making your own tzatziki, first of all. That's the one thing that comes across like right away is just how bright the flavors are. The chicken is perfect. It tastes marinated. It tastes like it's been brined and marinated for ages. Really, really great bright flavors. Yeah. Damn. Okay, so that's the chicken. And I'm going to take another piece off the skewer here. This is really good. Really good. Okay, I'll try the salad. The salad's great too. Good flavors. Asparagus is dead on. Kind of snappy. I'm glad to hear that. I think you're right. I think of all the store-bought tzatziki's Farm Boy is the best, but this is a whole other level. Oh, it's really good. Yeah. Oh, the fat is so good. It's worth investing in good quality feta for a dish like this. Like, get the nice fresh stuff. Okay. I'm really happy with this, guys. I'm gonna flip back so you can see my happy eating food, but yeah, it's really tasty. And actually, we got good color and good flavor off this little indoor grill. So I'm happy with that little piece of equipment too. you know, it's not a Weber kettle charcoal grill, but it did a pretty damn good job. Happy. You know, guys, I'm happy all around. Really pleased with the way this turned out. The farro salad is pretty easy to make, and you can look that recipe up anywhere. I mean, you saw what we did. It was just, I mean, it's basically just cooking farro, throwing in some, I don't know. You know, I even have this, I did a deeper dive into, the pulled noodles. I got my, you guys can't see what this is. Can I make the camera focus on it? There we go. Glutathione powder to make Feng Huai. This is a gluten relaxer that makes the noodles easier to pull. I think that if I get to do pulled noodles again, I'm gonna have to practice at home a lot more to get better at it. I think it's a worthy goal, and I would love to do it for you guys again. But wow, it was humbling, I gotta say, to do that. But also fun, like, you know, if we can't try out stuff live like this, you know, this isn't a curated YouTube tutorial. Sometimes we're gonna try stuff and it's not gonna work out, and I'm totally okay with that. But I will say that the hand-pulled noodles was particularly humbling. We're gonna try a little more chicken. So I think we'll do Texas chili next week. And if anybody can think of offhand some sort of Texas cocktail, or what's the most Texan, I mean, aside from it's going to be big, what's the most Texan cocktail you can think of? Did they even have cocktails? Did they even drink cocktails in Texas, or do they just drink beer? I feel like they do. They must. But what is it? It's not like Tennessee's got the, you know, Tennessee has Jack Daniels. What does Texas have? They gotta have something. I think Serena has a coworker or a colleague or two in Texas. Maybe we'll ask them. So maybe we'll leave that as a mystery. Next week we're gonna do a Texas chili, Texas style chili. And we are going to do some sort of prairie fire. Well, that just sounds scary. But okay, I'm gonna look them up. We're gonna do some sort of, yeah, thanks, Serena. We're gonna do some sort of Texas cocktail. Maybe we'll even ask Serena's colleagues to watch. I will say, I was a little gratified that way back when we did, okay, I can do that. Way back when we did the Nashville hot chicken, the Hattie B's hot chicken, that Serena's colleague Tim, who I think he lives in Texas, I'm not sure he actually lives in Nashville, but he lives close to Nashville. He looked at it and said it was authentic. I've never been to Nashville. I've never had the chicken down there, but I was gratified to hear that we can do it up here. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to hang around for a few more questions. I feel like we're good for time. Texas chili has no beans, which actually works out well in our little household because Serena doesn't like beans. I like both kinds of chili. I like chili with beans. I like chili without. I will say my favorite is the Texas chili without beans. Not because it doesn't have beans in it. I really like beans in chilies. I just find it like the essence of a chili. It's so simple. It's just beef and chilies and onions, and the sauce is amazing. Everything about it is great. So, we're going to do that. And I'm going to do two batches, apparently. Farro salad's really good too. Alright guys, I have said all I need to say tonight. All I wanted to say, thanks for coming out. Thanks for bearing with me while we tried the new tech. I'm pretty happy with the way it worked out. I like the look. I like the clean look. And, I like being able to I have a much wider field of view for my counter space so I can show you guys more. Yeah, overall pretty happy with the way the night went. So everybody be well, stay safe, and we will see you next week for Texas Chili. Good night, everybody.